उमापति महादेव की जय। पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। विघ्नेश्वराय वरदाय सुरप्रियाय लंबोदराय सकलाय जगद्दिताय नागाननाय श्रुतियज्ञ विभूषिताय गौरीसुताय गणनाथ नमो नमस्ते। सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। शरणागत दीनार्थ परित्राण परायणे सर्वस्याठरहे देवी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्रः प्रचोदयात्। श्रीराम राम रघुनंदन राम राम। श्रीराम राम भरताग्रज राम राम। श्रीराम राम रणकर्कश राम राम। श्रीराम राम शरणं भव राम राम। मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयोत्तमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये। श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये। गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वर गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भज मन हरण भव भय दारुणं। नव कंज लोचन कंज मुख कर कंज पद कंजारुणं। श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम। कंदर्प गणित अमित छवि नव नीर नीरज सुंदरं पत पीत मानहु तरित रुचि सुचि नौमि जनक सुदावरं। श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम। भजु दीन बंधु दिनेश दानव दैत्य दशरथ नंदनम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम। सिर मुकुट कुंडल तिलक चारु उदार अंग विभूषणम आजानुभुज सर चापधर संग्राम जित कर दूषणम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम। इति वदति तुलसीदास शंकर शेष मुनि मन रंजनम मम हृदय गंज निवास कुरु कामादिकदल गंजनम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम। प्रेम से बोलो सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। We'll have two bhajans by Aditya and Aruna, after which we'll continue our satsang. Jai Sitaram to everyone. And on behalf of our temple, welcome those in the temple and online, of course. Welcome to our Hanumanji Satsang, held here every Tuesday from 6:30 p.m. Bhagwan Hanumanji's blessings to all of you, and hopefully during the time you spend with us in the temple and online as well, it will be moments of bliss, and you'll be able to take something away as a lesson of life. Aditya is going to sing first, followed by Aruna.
Ram Ram bhajo man Hare Hare, Ram Ram bhajo man Hare Hare, Shri Ram bhajo man Hare Hare, Shri Ram bhajo man Hare Hare, Ram Ram bhajo man Hare Hare, Ram Ram bhajo man Hare Hare. Raghupati Raja Ram Ram, Raghupati Raja Ram Ram, Patita Pavan Sita Ram, Patita Pavan Sita Ram, Ram Ram bhajo man Hare Hare, Ram Ram bhajo man Hare Hare. Ayodhya Vasi Ram Ram, Ayodhya Vasi Ram Ram, Dashrath Nandan Sita Ram, Dashrath Nandan Sita Ram, Ram Ram bhajo man Hare Hare,
बोले पवन सुत हनुमान की जय. As we continue with our chanting, we're thankful that the kids can be here every Tuesday to chant with us. These are children of our temple, just a few of them, by the way, but they're very committed to the Tuesday evening Satsang. We're so grateful that amidst their busy schedules in school and whatever they do, they're here to join with us. May God always bless them. Hanumanji Maharaj always bless them with health and strength to continue the good work they're doing in their family, in their community. We'll chant the Hanuman Sankat Mochan Hanuman Ashtakam now, as we ask the blessings of Hanumanji Maharaj. Remember, Sankat Mochan. Sankat means difficulties, troubles. And Hanumanji Maharaj, Sankat se Hanuman churave, man krama vachana dhyana jolave. When we focus on him, when we are connected to him with mankram and vachan, mankram vachan dhyana jolave. Whoever meditates upon Hanumanji, focuses upon Hanumanji with mankram and vachan, mind, actions and speech, all together at the same time, Hanumanji Maharaj is able to harness the power within you to help you overcome all obstacles. If you do look at it, all the work that he did, they were so meticulous. He had to be precise, extremely precise in what he's doing. Focus has to be laser pointed. Think about it. When he was crossing the ocean, he met Sursa. He had to trick Sursa. Sursa, the great snake, opened her jaw so big, and Hanumanji made himself so big. And then, in a split of a second, he had to make himself as small as a fly, enter her mouth, and then come out back. So imagine the precision in which he had to execute that action with. If he make a small slip, or he lacks his focus, or his action is not as it's supposed to be, then what will happen? He'll just be consumed by his demons. It is a simple lesson to all of us that if we are not precise with our mind, with our actions, and with our speech, we will be consumed by the demons within us, in front of us, and around us. That's how focus is important. And that is why the Hanumanji Chali says, Sankat se Hanuman churave, man krama vachana dhyana jolave. He helps us to remove challenges. Do not expect Hanumanji is going to fly in here today and lift up your troubles from your shoulders. Nobody did that to him. He is God. Nobody did that to him. He had to do that by himself because he was harnessed with the powers of Bhagwan Sri Ram. Like Hanumanji, all of us can focus our speech, our mind, our body, the same place at the same time, and we can be more effective in everything that we do. Let's join together as we sing Hanumanji Sankat Mochan, Hanuman Ashtakam, as we seek the blessings of Hanumanji Maharaj. बोले पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। बाल समय विभक्ष लियो, तब तीन हो लोक भयो अंधियारो। ताहि सो त्रास भयो जग को, यह संकट काहू सो जात न तारो। देवन आनी करी बिनती, तब चार दियो रवि कष्ट निवारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में, कभी संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। बाली की त्रास कपीस बस, गिरी जात महाप्रभु पंत निहारो। चौकी महामुनि साप दियो, तब चाहिए कौन विचार विचारो। के द्विज रूप लिवाए महाप्रभु, सो तुम दास के शोक निवारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में, कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। अंगद के संग नैन गए सिय, खोज कपीश यवन उचारो। जीवत ना बची हो हम सोझो, बिना सुधि लाए यहाँ पग धारो। तेरी थके तत सिंधु सबे, तब लाए सिया सुधि प्राण उबारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में, कभी संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। रावण त्रास दई सिय को, सब राक्षसी सो कहु शोक निवारो। ताहि समय हनुमान महाप्रभु, जाय महारज निचर मारो। चाहत सिया शोक सो आगे, सो दे प्रभु मुद्रिका शोक निवारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में, कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। बाण लाग्यो लक्ष्मण के, तब प्राण तजे सुत रावण मारो। लय गृह वेग सुषेण समेत, तब गिरि द्रोण सुवीर उपारो। आनी सजीवन हाथ दई, तब लक्ष्मण के तुम प्राण उबारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में, कभी संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। रावण सुत अजान कियो, तब नाम की पास सब शिर धारो, श्री रघुनाथ समेत सब दल मोह भयो यह संकट भारो। आणी खगेश तबै हनुमान, जो बंधन काती सो त्रास निवारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि, संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। बंधु समेत जब यही रावण, ले रघुनाथ पताल सिधारो। देव ही पूजे भये विधि सोबर, देवु सबे मिली मंत्र विचारो। जाए सहाय भयो तब ही यही रावण, सैन्य समेत संहारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि, संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। आज किए बर देवन के तुम, वीर महाप्रभु देख विचारो। कौन सो संकट मोर गरीब को, जो तुम सो नहीं जाते है तारो। हरो हनुमान महाप्रभु, जो कछु संकट होए हमारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि, संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। ओ नाम तिहारो, नाम तिहारो। नाम तिहारो, नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। लाल देह लाली लसै, अरुधरि लाल लंगूर। वज्र देह दानव दलन, जय 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 कपिसूर पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। बोले पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। सिया भज रामचंद्र की जय। Our first Hanumanji Chalisa we'll sing now for the evening. And this Hanumanji Chalisa is dedicated to, I'll read the greeting. Happy birthday to our dad, Dev Narayan, who would have been 107 years old on December 15th. As he's celebrating his birthday with his loving wife, 5 sons, daughter-in-law, son-in-law, and his 2 grandsons in heaven. Although you're no longer with us, you shall always remain in our hearts. May Bhagavan Shri Krishna grant you everlasting peace and blessings from all your children, grands, and great-grands. So, happy birthday in heaven to Pitaji, and may Bhagavan Hanumanji, of course, give strength and blessings to all his beloved ones, and may they always prosper. May Hanumanji always give you devotion to continue to remember them. In these times, I'm so very happy I know this is Auntie Lalita's dad, I believe, yeah? Auntie Lalita's dad from the temple. So it is always admirable when we remember our dear ones, even though they are gone. In our scriptures, it is not just a belief. This is the foundation, one of the foundations of Hindu Dharma. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka, na chainam kledayantapo, na shoshayati maruta. Today, Auntie Lalita and her siblings are remembering their father, who would have been 107 years old, but he's in heaven. Nainam chindanti shastrani. We are fueled by the Atma. We are fueled by the Atma. The Atma means the soul. That which we are fueled by, that fuel can never run out. It never dies. Your car will die one day because the battery will go, or it will run out of gas. So your car cannot move. It will die. Your watch, if it's operated by battery, or your computer, as long as the power depletes, it dies. You have to recharge it. When the Atma fuels this body is alive. But when the body dies, the Atma, the soul, never dies. This soul that we have here is our oldest friend. Right? And as a Hindu, when we say, who's our oldest friend? My soul is my oldest friend. Because when I was a rabbit, which I was one day, this very soul that is fueling my body, this Atma, this is keeping my body, this Atma, this soul was fueling that body of the rabbit, the same soul. Then it evolved from the rabbit to a goat, or whatever the evolution process is, into a sheep, into a ram, or whatever it is, and it evolved. The same soul was one day an ant. It was one day a cockroach. Matsya Kurma Varaha Narasimvamana. All of them, the Lord showed us the process of evolution when He took the Dasha Avtaras, the 10 Avtaras. He was first of all the aquatic life, Matsya. And the same incarnate, the same Lord, Matsya Kurma, became a turtle. Same Lord became Varaha, the boar. So our oldest friend is our soul going through different bodies. When the body dies, the soul doesn't die. So it is always admirable when our beloved passes on and we dedicate a Hanumanji Chalisa to them. We always are conscious that they're never dead. They're never dead. They're maybe gone from our eyesight, but they're always alive in some form or perhaps with the Lord. So let us sing Hanumanji Chalisa today and ask Bhagwan's blessings on his Atma and all his children, grandchildren, everybody else.
हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान, हमारे श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज, निज मन मुकुर सुधार, बरनो रघुबर बिमल जसु, जोदायक फल चार। बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके, सुमिरो पवन कुमार, बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि, हारहु कलेश विकार। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान,
हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान।
जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर, जय कपीश तिहुँ लोक उजागर। रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा,
अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा।
महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी, कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी। कंचन वरण विराज सुवेशा, कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। हमारे राम जी से राम राम
कहियो जी हनुमान।
हाथ भद्र और ध्वजा विराजे, कान्हे मूज जनेऊ साजे। शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन,
तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन।
विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर। राम काज करिबे को आतुर, प्रभु चरित सुनिबे को रसिया। राम लखन सीता मन बसिया। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। हमारे राम जी से राम राम
कहियो जी हनुमान।
सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा, विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा। भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे, रामचंद्र के काज सवारे। लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए। रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिया भरत सम भाई। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। हमारे राम जी से राम राम
कहियो जी हनुमान।
सहस बदन तुम्हरो यश गावे, अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे। सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा,
नारद सारद सहित अहिसा।
यम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते, कवि कोविद कहि सके कहते। तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा, राम मिलाए राजपद दीन्हा। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। हमारे राम जी से राम राम
कहियो जी हनुमान।
तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना, लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना। युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु,
वीरोताई मधुर पर जानू।
प्रभु मुद्रिका में मुख माही, जल्दी लांगी गए
अचरज नाही।
दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते, सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे देते। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। हमारे राम जी से राम राम
कहियो जी हनुमान।
राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे, होत
न आज्ञा बिन पैसारे।
सब सुख रहे तुम्हारी शरणा। तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना, आपन तेज समारो आप। तीनों लोक हाकते
गाते
भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे। महावीर जब नाम सुनावे। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। हमारे राम
जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान।
नासै रोग हरे सब पीरा, जपत
निरंतर हनुमत वीर।
संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे। मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे। सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, तिनके काज सकल तुम
साजा।
और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे। तासु अमित जीवन फल पावे। हमारे राम जी
से राम राम
कहियो जी हनुमान हमारे राम जी से राम राम
कहियो जी हनुमान।
चारों युग परताप तुम्हारा है, पर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा। साधु संत के तुम रखवारे, असुर
निकंदन राम दुलारे।
अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता,
स्वर दीन जानकी माता।
राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान हमारे राम जी से
राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान।
तुम्हारे भजन राम को भावे, जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे। अंत काल रघुवरपुर जाहि, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्त न धरहि, हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करहि। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। हर जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई। जो शत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पर हनुमान चालीसा, होई सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जयनाथ हृदय महादेरा। की जयनाथ हृदय महादेरा, की जयनाथ हृदय महादेरा। हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान हमारे राम जी से राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान। पवन तनय संकट हरन, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय में बसहूँ सुरभूप सिया। भज राम चंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। शरणम प्रभु पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। We'll have bhajans now by Bhumika, Anaya and Arjun. Afterwards we'll come back and do next Hanumanji Chalisa and a little bit of Sundarkand. Nice to see all of you this evening in the temple, of course, and online. And thank you for joining in Satsang. The children are going to sing for us.
काहे सुतल बाहो, काहे सुतल बाहो। मनवा जपने सीताराम 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 राम राम। काहे सुतल बाहो, काहे सुतल बाहो। मनवा जपने सीताराम 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 राम राम। भोर भी सब पंछी जागे जागे धरती माता, हो जागे धरती माता। राम भजन दिन सुन बोले सीताराम 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 राम राम।
Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram. निर्धन के धन राम हमारे, निर्धन के धन राम हमारे, निर्धन के धन राम हमारे, निर्धन के धन राम. श्री राम, श्री राम, श्री राम, श्री राम, श्री राम, जय राम, श्री राम, जय राम, श्री राम, श्री राम, श्री राम, जय राम, श्री राम, जय राम. सोवत जागत उठत बैठत, सोवत जागत उठक बैठत, जपो निरंतर नाम. निर्धन के धन राम हमारे, निर्धन के धन राम हमारे, निर्धन के धन राम हमारे, निर्धन के धन राम. श्री राम, श्री राम, श्री राम, श्री राम, श्री राम, जय राम, श्री राम, जय राम. तिन तिन होत सवाई दौलत, तिन तिन होत सवाई दौलत, कम न होए राम. निर्धन के धन राम हमारे, निर्धन के धन राम हमारे, निर्धन के धन राम हमारे, निर्धन के धन राम. श्री राम, श्री राम, श्री राम, श्री राम, श्री राम, जय राम, श्री राम, जय राम, श्री राम, श्री राम, श्री राम, जय राम, श्री राम, जय राम. कहते कबीर इस धन के आगे, कहते कबीर इस धन के आगे, पान सुको क्या काज. निर्धन के धन राम हमारे, निर्धन के धन राम हमारे, निर्धन के धन राम हमारे, निर्धन के धन राम. श्री राम, श्री राम, श्री राम, श्री राम, श्री राम, जय राम, श्री राम, जय राम, श्री राम, श्री राम, श्री राम, जय राम, श्री राम, जय राम, श्री राम, जय राम.
बोले पवन सुत हनुमान की जय. निर्धन के धन राम हमारे, निर्धन के धन राम. This beautiful song you just heard there. To the poor, their rich or their wealth is the name of Ram Bhagwan. His name is so full of energy, full of richness. It is valuable. Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranam Tatulyam Rama Nama Varanane. The name of Ram, when recited even once, is equal to thousands of names of the Lord. Hanumanji Maharaj was such an obedient devotee of the Lord Ram. Obedience is something that is not lost, but is very rare in today's society. Obedience, what is obedience? Obedience does not mean that, or let's talk about what is not obedience. Obedience does not mean that you have lost your individuality and that you don't have any sense of judgment or responsibility. Obedience does not mean that you don't have confidence in yourself, so you have to listen to somebody else. Obedience is pure respect and regard for those who you live with, among, and those who you have bonded with in life. An obedient child, let's start with that because I think we can relate to that the most. There was a time when, at least in my generation, when we grew up, you'd be proud when your parents describe you as an obedient child. Obedience, it means you always listen to your parents, you always listen to your elders. We were very respectful to them. If they told us to do something, not every time we liked it, but we did it, right? An obedient person is one who respectfully agrees and who respectfully disagrees as well. Ram Bhagwan was sent to the forest by his father. But before he left, he told Mata Kaushalya, "Ma, why are you crying?" Mother says, "I'm grieving." He says, No. If you continue to grieve and you don't stop crying, I will never leave, because I will only leave with your blessings, not with your sorrows. An obedient child always look out for the betterment and the best of their parents. That is obedience. I think sometimes we misunderstand obedience to be carrying out orders. In the basic, base level description or understanding of obedience, obedient, he's an obedient kid. He listens to his parent. Yes, it means that. After all, what is wrong with that? What is wrong with listening to your parents? What is wrong with carrying out the orders of your parents or your brothers or those who have helped you to raise you? What is wrong with that, right? It is a bit mixed up today because we think that because we have grown a little bit that we cannot listen, or we are too big perhaps to listen to the advice of our parents, or because your position is that of influence to other people, you cannot listen to it. No. Ram Bhagwan listened to his parents. Dashrath told him go to the forest, he went to the forest. He could have said, I'm the big brother here. I'm the big brother, why are you sending me? What kind of promises did you? He went to the forest, right? He did everything. Anyways, Hanumanji, that we talked about obedient children just now. Hanumanji was an obedient servant of the Lord. Obedient servant. Servant is not a demeaning word. A servant in the Lord's realm, in his abode, the servant occupies the highest position. Let me ask you a question. Do you know who is Ram Bhagwan's ministers? Who is his ministers? He has ministers in this kingdom. Right? Who is his chairman? Or who is his minister of this and nobody knows. As a matter of fact, nobody cares, because they occupy no space in the heart of the Lord. But everyone knows Hanumanji, because among the servants of the servants of the servants, he's foremost. The highest platform one could ever occupy in the kingdom of God is that of a servant. And if you're going to be a servant and you're going to serve, do it well. I've given you many times a little example. When I came to this country, I worked in the factories. I used to wipe the floor. I used to mop the washrooms. I used to make cotton candy. Afterwards, you have to clean up, wash with all the sugar, clean up everywhere. I made sure that as I'm wiping that floor, I'm going to wipe it better than any of my colleagues, because, that is my duty, to serve, to perform. If I'm going to pray to God, I'm going to do it well. If I'm going to serve my community, I'm going to serve well. Hanumanji was a great servant, and he was also an obedient servant. Obedient. He never did anything away from the Lord's instructions. There's an example. When he went to Lanka and he met Mother Sita, he flew into Lanka over the waves, over the bridges, over all the distractions that came in his way. He flew over everything. He was caught, his tail, he was mutilated. Everything that happened bad, you can think about, everything happened to him. Today we stomp our toe outside and we lose our faith. We say there's no God. A little bit of distress come in our life, we give up our faith. We do bad in our exams as a student. We say, why am I praying? Why am I doing all this? God is not helping me. Hanumanji was mutilated. His tail was set on fire. He was bound. His hands were chained. Right? He was called a monkey. He was called some very bad names. He didn't stop serving. So in the process of dwelling in Lanka, what happened? He met Mother Sita. And Mother Sita asked him, how is Ram Bhagwan? And he explained how Ram is doing. And the power of Bhagwan Ram, he praised his Lord. Jo Raghubir hoti sudpai, kaste nahi bilampura ghodai, Ram ban ravi aye janki, tab varut kaha jatu dhan ki. He says, my mother, Bhagwan Ram's, the shafts of the Lord, the arrows of the Lord, it appears like the sun. He described the arrows of Bhagwan Ram, it's like the sun. It is fiery, it is powerful. And if it is released on the army, they will all be dispersed like the shadows of the night, if he releases his arrows on them. Ma, you're wondering, why don't I take you back when I'm going? But अब ही माँ तुम्हें जाबु लड़ाई, प्रभु आय सुनहि राम दुहाई, कछुक दिवस जननी धरु धीरा, कपिन सहित उरहि रघुवीरा, निश्चर मारि तोहि ले जहि, तिहि पर नारदादि जसु गहई, है सुत कपि सब तुमहि समाना, जातु धान अति भत बलवाना, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम
जय जय राम,
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम
जय जय राम,
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम
जय राम जय जय राम.
Mother, you're wondering, why don't I take you? अब ही माँ तुम्हें जाऊ लवाई, प्रभु आयस नहीं राम दोहाई. He says, Ma, I would have taken you from here this very moment. I would have taken you from here this very moment, Ma. परंतु भगवान श्री रामचंद्र जी को शपथ मुझे प्रभु की आज्ञा नहीं है. But my mother Sita, Bhagwan Ram did not provide such instructions for me to take you to him. He did not instruct me to do that. All he instructed me to do was to come and find your whereabouts. That is why I cannot take you. Mata Sita was confused. What a disciplined devotee. What is a human being without discipline? Right? In our philosophy, we are taught about the difference between a creature and a being. A creature and a being. A creature, think of it. A creature, think of a cockroach, a scorpion, a bird. They were born, and that is how they will be. A cockroach cannot be an elevated cockroach. It'll probably be an enlarged cockroach, but it will not be a bigger one, an enlightened one. A creature is born, but the only thing that grows with them is their body. That's a creature. A being, a human being, is born, but the potential of growth to elevate spiritually, to elevate as a being, the potential is unlimited. Right? We are just not born and just raised like that. If that happens to us, if we are born and we die like we are born, without any culture, without any traditions, without any values, then as a human being, we die as a creature. What does Chanak Niti tells us? Yesham na vidya na tapo na danam na chapi shila na guno na dharma te martya loke bhuvi bhar bhutam manushya rupe mriga charanti. Yesham na vidya na tapo na danam. If a being, a person is born into this world, but they yesham na vidya, they do not aspire to have elevated knowledge. Na vidya na tapo, if they do not perform any tapasya. Na danam, if they do not give charity. Na chapi shila, if they do not cultivate good qualities, behaviors. Na guno na dharma, if they do not have gunas, good qualities, not dharma, or they do not follow a dharma. Te martya loke bhuvi bhara bhutam. That person, if they fail to cultivate all these things, bhuvi bhara bhutam, then that person is like a walking dead. Manushya rupe mriga charanti. They are occupying space of a human being, but living the life of a creature. Mriga charanti, like a deer. Right? This is the words of Chanak Niti. Chanak Niti was a very, very, he doesn't mince his words when he writes he was very elevated saint. That's the difference between a creature and a being. If a human being does not have discipline, then what are we? Right? Animals today are having disciplines. Right? They know when to eat, they know when to go to the washroom, they know when to sleep, they know when to bark, they know when to be a pet. A human being has to elevate higher than that even. Hanumanji Maharaj was a disciplined disciple. He followed orders. He was obedient. What is a human being if we cannot have, or at least aspire to be obedient? Are we higher than the dog? Today you tell the dog, people, get a lot of members at the temple who have animals. Sometimes I go to the home, they tell you, okay, whatever the dog name, not Johnny or Peter, whatever it is, shake Panditji hands. The dog sit down and shake your hands. You go to some devotee's home, they have parrot. They say, Ram Ram, tell Panditji Ram Ram. They say, Ram Ram Panditji. Right? Many devotees in this congregation, they have cats, you know that. You know how the cats like me, and I love them. When the katha is going on, the cats would sit down. The cats, they sit down and they're listening to katha on YouTube. And the devotees would take the pictures and send it to me. When the dogs are barking and the program come on, the dogs are listening. All this happened, you know, they cultivated these manners during COVID and they still have it. The cats are listening to my katha. If cats can listen to katha, right? If cats can sit down and listen to katha, right? What about human beings? We have to elevate above them to be called a being, because the growth, the potential of a being is limitless. Basic responsibility we should have as a servant, as a person, is discipline, obedience. Without that, we are no worse than the creatures. They are very obedient. They're very, very obedient. You tell them walk, they walk, stop, they stop, sleep, they sleep, speak, they speak, sing, they sing, whistle, they whistle. A human being does that. You know, they don't have place and time these days. हनुमान जी सोल मज सीता माँ सीता कि हे माता मैं आपको अभी यहाँ से ले जाऊँ, लेकिन परंतु श्री राम जी को शपथ मुझे प्रभु का आज्ञा नहीं है. But Ram Bhagwan did not give me such instructions. Mother, until Bhagwan Ram arrives here with troops of the monkeys, you will have to wait for him. Because if I take you back, I'll be breaking rules. And what is the purpose of rules if you break them? What is the purpose of orders if we cannot execute them? Right? What is the purpose of all that? Slaying the demons, O mother. Nisachara mari te hile jahahi. And this is, of course, Sundarkand, which I hope all of you have in your home. This beautiful book that we sold at the temple. This is Sundarkand. Hema, slaying all the demons, he will take you away. He will take you away. Don't worry about that. I bring you this message. That is why he's called Ramadut, the messenger of Ram Bhagwan. Today, as we finish our katha, I'd like to really ask everyone that, what are you taking away today? You're taking away that it is important as a human being, whether you're a child or your parent, whatever it is, role that you have in your family or in society, there's nothing wrong in being obedient. There's nothing wrong in listening to the orders of your parents. You know, in certain profession, you can be jailed if you don't take orders. In the army, in the force, when they say that's an order, you better execute it. They tell you to shoot, that's an order, right? It could be a child, it could be anywhere. That's an order. If you don't follow that order, you could be remanded, right? There is nothing wrong in following the orders of the Lord, of your dharma, and of your parents. May Hanumanji Bhagwan bless all of you and guide all of you and protect you as we do this every Tuesday afternoon, every single Tuesday in the year. We reflect upon some of the most serene and blessed moments we've had in this temple. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us over the years, and of course I reflect on this year. I especially would like to thank our young Kirtan group who they made a commitment to be here on Tuesdays. They're very busy people. High school is not an ordinary thing. School is nothing easy in this country, and everywhere else, but I can only relate to here. Very busy kids, and they're very successful academically in many aspects of their life, but they make the sacrifices to be here. I want to thank all of them, Avin, Arjun, Anaya, Aruna, Aditya, and Bhumika. They are very committed to this Tuesday evening program, and I pray that may Hanumanji always bless them. Not forgetting our Bhuvan is usually here on Tuesdays, but he couldn't be here today. Thank him as well, and our Pandajis for supporting the Tuesday evening Hanumanji Chalisa and Sundarkand Satsang. Let us close with our Hanumanji Chalisa, and this last Chalisa today is dedicated to a devotee of our temple who is here today with us. And the greeting reads, giving thanks to Hanumanji, and Bhagwan Shivji on Vishal and Jaden's birthday. So this is a father and a son. Vishal is the father, Jaden the son. We wish you an abundance of blessings and continued guidance with each step you take. And this family sat here today and performed a puja. They're in the temple. We want to ask Bhagwan's blessings. They are devotees of the temple and prayerful family, young family. And we ask that Hanumanji Maharaj bless them in abundance. A few days ago was Jaden's birthday, and today is Vishal's birthday. Happy birthday to both of you. And may Hanumanji always find ways to give you the strength to do what you do. Let us sing this Hanumanji Chalisa as we dedicate it to this family. Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raj Nij Man Mukur Sudhar Barno Raghuvar Bimal Jas Jodayak Phalchari Buddhihin Tanujanike Sumiro Pavan Kumar Bal Buddhi Vidya Deho Mohi Haraho Kalesh Vikar Ram ji se Ram Ram kahiyo Kahiyo ji Hanuman
राम जी से राम राम कहियो कहियो जी हनुमान जी
जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीश तिन्ह लोक उजागर राम दूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमत निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन वरण विराज सुरेशा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ भद्र और ध्वजा विराजे कान्हे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन
तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन
विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित सुनिबे को रसिया
राम लखन सीता मन बसिया
सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के
काज सवारे
लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्ष उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई
तुम मम प्रिया भरत संभाए
सहस बदन तुम्हरो यश गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा
नारद सारद सहित अहिसा
यम कुबेर दिगपाल चाहते कवि कोविद कहि सके कहते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाए राज पर
दीना
राम मिलाए राज पर दीन्हा राम जी से राम राम कहियो कहियो जी हनुमान जी है राम जी से राम राम कहियो कहियो जी
हनुमान जी
तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु
वीरोताय मधुर पर जानु
प्रभु मुद्रिका मेरी मुख माही जल दिलांगी है
अचर चनाई
दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगमानो ग्रह तुम्हारे देते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिन पैसार सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी शरणा तुम रक्षक काहो
गोदरना
आपन तेज समारो आप तीनों लोक हाथ पे काबे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे राम जी से राम राम कहियो कहियो जी हनुमान जी
राम जी से राम राम कहियो कहियो जी हनुमान जी
नासे रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे
सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा, दिल के काज सकल तुम साजा, और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे,
सुमित जीवन पर पावे।
चारों युग पर ताप तुम्हारा है, पर सिद्धि जगत उजियारा, साधु संत के
तुम रखवारे,
असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे, अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता, असबर दीन जानकी माता, राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा, सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा।
तुम्हारे भजन राम को भावे,
जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे,
अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाई, जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई, और देवता चित्त न धरहि, हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करहि, संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा,
जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलवीरा।
ओ बोलो जय
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 जय हनुमान गुसाई, कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई, जो शत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई, जो यह पर हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा, तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय महादेवा, की जय नाथ हृदय महादेवा, की जय नाथ हृदय महादेवा।
पावन तनय संकट हरण, मंगल मूर्ति रूप, राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय में बसहूँ सुरभूप, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, शरणम प्रभु। Happy birthday again, Vishal and Jaden. Bhagwan's blessings. And to all of you, thank you again for being with us. A reminder that we'll be offline. There'll be no live program for the next week. I'm giving, of course, the volunteers a little bit of break from the live streaming at Satsang. There's pujas in the temple. Please come by any time. The Panditjis will be here every day. And for you to attend to your prayerful needs. Come anytime for darshan during the holidays. And if I don't see you again, I would like to wish all of you happy holidays on behalf of myself and family, but most importantly, on behalf of Bhavani Shankar Mandir. As I said Sunday, I truly hope and pray that you spend some time with your family and friends, reflecting on the gifts of life. We have gone through COVID for many years, and if you can give thanks, then it means you have survived it. Reflect on losses, but more so reflect on your blessings. I hope you take some time to relax, charge up, and come back next year where we have a very steep climb, lots of good things happening in the community. I'm very excited about 2023. I pray that Bhagwan bless all of us with life and good health so that we can be part of this great culture and be part of this blessing. Let's stand for Aarti. Om yani kani cha papani janmantar kritani cha tani sarvani nashyantu padakshinam pade pade.
आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की। आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की। आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की। आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की। जाके बल से गिरिवर काटे, रोग दोष जाके निकलते न जाके। अंशरी पुत्र महाबलदाई, संतन के प्रभु सदा सहाय। आरती की जय हनुमान लला की दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की आरती की जय हनुमान लला की दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की देवी रघुनाथ पताए गंगा जार सिया सुदलाई लंक सुकोट समुद्र सिकाए जात पवन सुत बार लाई आरती की जय हनुमान लला की दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की आरती की जय हनुमान लला की दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की लंका जारे असुर संहारे सिया राम जी के काज सवारे दुश्मन मूर्छित पर सकारे आनि सजीवन प्राण उबारे आरती की जय हनुमान लला की दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की आरती की जय हनुमान लला की दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की
त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामय सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृतिस्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि मङ्गलं भगवान् विष्णु मङ्गलं गरुडध्वजा मङ्गलं पुण्ड्रीकाक्षो मङ्गलाय तनोहरिं सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरा गुरुसाक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय। ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। बोले गणपति भगवान की, पवन सुत हनुमान की, सियावर रामचंद्र की, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की, जगदम्बिका माता की जय। नमः पार्वती पतये हर 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 महादेव शंभो। सत्य सनातन धर्म की सबको ये जय जय सीताराम। जय सीताराम एवरीवन। शुभ रात्रि, गुड नाइट।